As you know, you want your windshield wipers working on a heavy rainy day, but what do you do if it stops working? Well, you definitely don't want to be driving around with this much water on your windshield. If you need your wiper motor replaced, watch this video and I'll show you number 1, how to save money, and number 2, how easy it is to remove and install this thing. Hi you guys, welcome back. And if you're new to my channel, I would like to take the time out to say welcome and hope to see you again and again. One of the first things we want to do is clean out these vents here. Just take a brush or vacuum and clean up all the debris that's in there. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to unsnap these plastic caps to expose this nut. The cap just unsnaps off. You got one on the driver's side and one on the passenger side. Now you're going to take a 13mm wrench and unscrew the nuts. Okay, now let's do the passenger side. Now that we got the nuts removed, let's remove the wiper arm. Let's bring a little Windex to loosen up the wiper arm. You can use WD-40 if you like. Okay, this is a little tricky, but it's not hard at all. I've got this door panel tool here. If you don't have one of these, you could just use a claw hammer. You can see where I try and get underneath the nut there. How I get underneath the wiper arm and push up. At the same time, with my hand, I'm pushing down on the arm. You can see here I'm going to need a little more leverage, so I use a small hammer, and you can see how I remove it. At the same time pushing down on the arm, and it pops right off. Disconnect the washer fluid hose that's connected to your wiper arm. Now you can do the same exact steps like you did on the driver's side. Here I'm showing you how to use a claw hammer, how to remove it. Just be careful not to hit your windshield and break it. Now disconnect by twisting off the wiper fluid hose that's connected to your wiper arm. Now that we got the wiper blades removed and the hose is disconnected, let's set them aside. Okay, the next thing we're going to remove is this rubber gasket. It shouldn't be glued in, so it should come out really easy. All you got to do is just pull it up. Once you got it pulled out, set it aside. Now we're going to use this door panel remover and a Phillips screwdriver. There are 4 plastic screws, one here, and here, one here, and the last one here. All you have to do is use a Phillips and unscrew the plastic screw. Once you got the screw loose, just pull it out. It comes out really easy. It's a clip. Set those aside. Now we're going to remove these rubber plugs. I tried to use this panel remover, but it was a little tough. You can just go ahead and take the plastic shroud and push it out, and it'll uncork it. You probably won't break it because it's made out of a real soft rubber. Go ahead and do the same thing on the passenger side. Now we can remove this plastic grille cover. All you have to do is just lift up and out. On the driver's side, you'll see the wiper fluid tube still connected. Go ahead and leave it on. Don't take it off. Go ahead and roll it over and leave it on top of the engine like this. At this point, go ahead and clean up whatever fell off the plastic cover. Okay, here's the electric motor, and here's the gearbox. And together they make up the wiper motor. You have 3 screws, 2 on the top and 1 on the bottom. 1 here, and 1 on the bottom here. If you notice this red arrow here, this is a plastic cover that you're going to have to take off. You don't have to do that now, but when you get your new motor, it won't have a cover. So you'll have to switch that out. I went to a parts store, and here's a wiper motor that I was able to look at. As you can see, the wiper motor is open, so you're going to need to put that cover there. You can see where the 2 bolts on top go, and of course the one on the bottom. If you look at the red arrows, that's where the bolts go. 2 on the top, 1 on the bottom. They're 10mm bolts. This is what the other side looks like. And on this end, this is where it plugs in. So once you unscrew the 3 screws and unplug it, you can start maneuvering outward. But before you do any of this first, before you take off the 3 screws, because I learned the hard way, you need to take this screw off first. What you're going to do is you're going to look in this cavity, you're going to need a small flashlight, and you're going to remove this bolt right where that red arrow's at. Unscrew that nut first before you do anything. Once you got the nut off, take off the bracket, move this arm out of the way, then you can remove your 3 screws. Once you remove the wiper motor out of the way, you're going to, number 1, switch out the covers. Number 2, plug in your wiper motor. Number 3, move it in position. Number 4, put your 3 screws in. Number 5, and number 5 is very important. Go in your car, turn the key on, and power your windshield wiper. Let it cycle once or twice, and then turn off your windshield wiper, then turn off your key. What that's going to do is going to zero out the cycle position, so it's in the correct position when it's off. You have to do that to ensure that the motor is in the correct position of the arm. You want the motor in the position of the down position of your wipers. Once you've zeroed out, connect the wiper arm, making sure that both wipers are in the down position. Go ahead and put your nut on. Well, it looks like we completed the mission. Now let's close the patient up. So the first thing we want to do is get our plastic cover or grill in position. Don't screw it down quite yet. I want to use some Windex and clean my windshield here in this area first before I put it back together. Okay, let's get our 4 plastic screws in first. Now we can go ahead and put in these rubber clips. All I did was push down on them as hard as I could, and I lightly tapped it with a hammer. Now let's get our wiper blades in position. Make sure it's correctly in the right position, in the off position. Then what you're going to do is you're going to put the wiper blade in the rib post, and you're going to push down the arm, and it's going to lock in. Now you can go ahead and screw in your 13mm nut. Make sure it's tight, but not too tight. Once you've got it in, go ahead and connect the tube to your wiper fluid. Do the same thing for the passenger side. Let's put on our rubber gasket. Let's go and shove in this insulation over the wiper motor. Now we can snap in our black plastic covers. And we're all done. See, wasn't that easy? Okay, well I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope it was very informative. Please check out my other how-to videos. Oh, and check out my new website. There's new items being put in there every day. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and of course, hit the bell. Until then, we'll see you at my next video. Bye!